What do ancient pyramids, spicy cuisine, and a history of revolutions have in common? They all come together to tell the remarkable, sometimes bizarre story of Mexico. But how did this land of empires, conquests, and fiestas become the Mexico we know today? Well, you're about to find out. Buckle up for a whirlwind tour of thousands of years of history in just 10 minutes. Let's kick things off with the Olmecs, the original trendsetters. These overachievers left behind giant stone heads that scream, "We were here first." And that's not all. They gave the Mesoamerican region its first taste of civilization and some serious sculpture skills. Next up we have Teotihuacan, a city so impressive it was basically the New York of ancient Mexico. Imagine walking through a city that was a bustling metropolis long before skyscrapers were even a concept. Teotihuacan was a hub of culture, commerce, and innovation. It was a place where people from different regions came together, trading goods, ideas, and traditions. Pyramids taller than your average office building and streets lined with bustling markets. The Pyramid of the Sun, one of the largest structures of its kind, dominated the skyline. The markets were filled with traders selling everything from exotic feathers to intricate pottery. The city was alive with the sounds of commerce and the vibrant energy of its people. Meanwhile, down south, the Mayans were busy inventing calendars no one could understand and making everyone feel bad about their math skills. Their calendar system was incredibly complex, based on their advanced understanding of astronomy and mathematics. They tracked celestial movements with such precision that it still baffles modern scientists. Genius-level stuff, but it wasn't all pyramid building and stargazing for these guys. The Mayans were also skilled architects, creating cities that blended seamlessly with the natural landscape. Their pyramids were not just monuments, but also served as observatories and temples. At night, the skies above their cities were filled with stars, and the Mayans used these celestial bodies to guide their agricultural and ceremonial activities. Some say their downfall was a combination of too much power and a little too much rain. But hey, who am I to judge? Theories about their decline range from internal strife and warfare to environmental changes and prolonged droughts. The once great cities were eventually reclaimed by the jungle, leaving behind ruins that tell the story of a civilization that reached incredible heights before mysteriously fading away. The legacy of the Mayans and Teotihuacan continues to captivate and inspire, reminding us of the ingenuity and resilience of ancient cultures. And now enter the Aztecs. These folks were the real deal. Tenochtitlan, their crowning achievement, was a floating city built on a lake. Imagine Venice, but with more pyramids and human sacrifices. Lots of those. Things were going well for the Aztecs until, well, someone crashed the party. Cue Hernán Cortés in 1519, rolling up with 500 men, some horses, and an unhealthy obsession with gold. Cortés wasn't exactly what you'd call a polite guest. Let's just say his idea of hospitality involved conquering the Aztec Empire and renaming everything. By 1521, the Aztec Empire was dust, Tenochtitlan was in ruins, and the Spanish had officially entered the chat. With the Aztecs out of the picture, the Spanish took over like a boss. They called it New Spain, which is cute if you ignore the whole forced labor thing. They found silver, lots of it, which is basically why they stuck around. Mexico became a cash cow for the Spanish Empire. Meanwhile, the locals weren't too thrilled about working in silver mines or getting converted to Christianity. Understandable, really. Fast forward to the early 1800s, and the folks in Mexico decide they've had enough. The Spanish crown had ruled over Mexico for nearly 3 centuries, imposing heavy taxes and strict social hierarchies. The people were yearning for change, for a chance to break free from the shackles of colonial rule. Enter Miguel Hidalgo, a priest with a revolutionary streak. Hidalgo was not just any priest, he was a man of the people, deeply concerned about the injustices they faced. He believed that it was time for the Mexican people to take their destiny into their own hands. In 1810, he rings a bell, gathers a crowd, and kickstarts the Mexican War of Independence. This moment, known as the Grito de Dolores, marked the beginning of a long and arduous struggle. Hidalgo's call to arms resonated with many, and soon thousands joined the cause. Because if you're going to fight for freedom, you might as well do it with some dramatic flair. The battles were fierce and the stakes were high. The revolutionaries, though often outnumbered and outgunned, fought with unparalleled determination and courage. After over a decade of chaos, fighting, and a whole lot of bloodshed, Mexico finally waved adioses to Spain in 1821. The journey to independence was fraught with challenges, but the spirit of the Mexican people remained unbroken. They had endured countless hardships, but their dream of freedom kept them going. Freedom at last, well, sort of. The newly independent nation faced its own set of challenges, from political instability to economic struggles, but the Mexican War of Independence had ignited a flame of hope and resilience that would guide the country through its future trials and tribulations. The legacy of Hidalgo and the countless others who fought for freedom lives on, a testament to the enduring spirit of the Mexican people. Mexico didn't exactly have a smooth ride after independence. First, they tried being an empire, which lasted about as long as your last New Year's resolution. Then, they became a republic, with a lot of infighting. At one point, they even lost a massive chunk of land to the US, remember Texas? Yeah, that didn't end well. Pause for a beat, but hey, we're not here to dwell on the past. Oh wait, we are. Enter Porfirio Díaz, a guy who basically decided he liked being president so much, he held on for over 30 years. Díaz first came to power in 1876, and except for a brief interlude, ruled Mexico with an iron fist until 1911. His regime was marked by significant economic growth and modernization, but it came at a steep price. Under Díaz, Mexico saw the expansion of railroads, the growth of industries, and an influx of foreign investments. Things got better economically, but, you know, dictatorship and all. The wealth generated during this period was not evenly distributed, and the rural population in particular suffered greatly. Unsurprisingly, by 1910, people had had enough. The discontent among the masses grew, fueled by the stark inequalities and lack of political freedoms. The call for change was loud and clear, and it resonated across the country. And thus, the Mexican Revolution was born, starring Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata. These revolutionary leaders became symbols of the fight against oppression and the struggle for land reform and social justice. The revolution was a complex and multifaceted conflict that involved various factions and ideologies. This was Mexico's way of saying, we need change. The revolution saw numerous battles, shifting alliances and significant sacrifices. It was a period of intense turmoil, but also one of hope and determination for a better future. By 1920, the revolution was over, Díaz was out, and Mexico was once again trying to rebuild itself. The end of the revolution marked the beginning of a new era, with efforts focused on reconstruction and addressing the deep-seated issues that had led to the conflict. You know, just another day in Mexican history. The legacy of the Porfirio Díaz era and the Mexican Revolution continues to shape the nation's identity and its ongoing quest for social justice and equality. So, where does that leave us today? Mexico has come a long way since the days of conquistadors and revolutions. It's a modern nation with vibrant culture, world-famous food, and a deep-rooted sense of history. And let's not forget, it's the land of fiestas, mariachi music, and tacos. Who wouldn't want to visit? So there you have it, folks. From ancient pyramids and mighty empires to revolution and rebirth, Mexico's history is as rich and flavorful as its cuisine. And if you enjoyed this whirlwind trip through history, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Drop us a comment on your favorite part of Mexico's story, and make sure you don't miss our next adventure through time. And remember, no one does history like Mexico, where the past is always alive and the tequila is always flowing. Stay curious.